At this time of year, there's a question on the minds of both parents and teachers. What did you learn this year? Students at a school in Austin, Texas had a chance to hone their financial and leadership skills by running a food truck.
Hi, my name is Blake, and I am in sixth grade.
Hi, my name is Beta and I'm a fifth grader.
Hi, my name is Eddie and I'm in sixth grade.
Hearing it would be, we would actually be inside a food truck and cooking and like learning financial literacy and everything sounded like an amazing opportunity.
It took us some time. We went from dinner to lunch to sushi to Chinese, but we ended up with breakfast.
When we first started, I was definitely a little nervous. I really didn't know how to cook, but as the sessions progressed, I definitely learned a lot more in teamwork skills and just embracing change.
When I got elected to be head chef, I wasn't really ready to take on that role, and I kind of had to adjust and adapt to being more of a leader.
I've learned financial literacy, I've learned teamwork, I've learned a lot of things from this food truck.
Our favorite dish is probably the French toast.
It tastes high quality and it's pretty easy to make. And I've had 7 kids come up and ask for the recipe.
I mean, who doesn't want a good, tasty meal in the morning?
I know I could take this into real life for like future things.
Now, Allie Rogan is back with a conversation with Brian Gordon, the teacher who worked with the students on this project.
Brian Gordon, thank you so much for joining us. Where did this idea for a food truck come from?
The food truck is something that is a mechanism which we wanted to teach our kids financial literacy. So, the beginning of this school year, when we're thinking through like, okay, how can we make a subject that might not be super interesting, really fun and engaging for kids? We've decided why not a food truck?
At the same time, the kids are learning financial literacy. They're also cooking and interacting with their friends in this fun way. What has that experience been like?
Well, it's great. Like I said, financial literacy is just one of the life skills that they learn through this workshop, but entrepreneurship, teamwork, resilience, grit, leadership, a lot of things come out when you put some pressure on within the confines of food truck. But these kids did great. They adapted a change throughout the entire year, and it was really cool to see them learn a ton of life skills along the way.
What do you think the students learned the most? What's the thing that you hope they really carry on with them through their lives?
I do think that they learned the main concept of financial literacy. I think that was one of those things that they never knew how much things cost before we got there. We really put that in perspective for them as far as like, hey, how much does the tacos that you made at home cost you? But I think the one that they'll take away the most in remembering is the adapting to change, the unpredictabilities of running a business or doing things within a kitchen or any entrepreneurial aspect requires them to embrace change, and I think they'll carry that forward with them.
The students told us that the biggest challenges they had was taking this idea from the classroom into the real world. How did you help them overcome some of those challenges?
I've never started a food truck myself, so I had to learn a lot of the things along the way with them. But the biggest part was just making sure that they felt supported throughout the process. So I never did too much for them. It was, hey, I asked them the right questions. They came up with solutions. They consulted me, and we worked together with them on that. So they took everything by the reins. I was just there to support them and their ideas on what we could and couldn't do.
What was your favorite part of the project?
My favorite day was when we took them to the car dealership. We had 100 orders, and it was the first like really big event they've done. And they kind of folded a little bit in the beginning, but they turned it around. They had one of the best selling experiences they've ever had. Their patrons were appreciative of it, and just seeing them work together as a team and doing all the pieces that they learned throughout the school year and seeing those things shine at a big event like that was truly, truly rewarding as the teacher in the room.
And do you have a favorite item that the kids sell?
I know the one that they keep going to is their French toast, and I have to agree with them. Their French toast is top notch. Now, in the beginning, maybe not so much. It's a learning experience, but it truly is, as the kids are telling me, it is 10 out of 10.
Amazing. Brian Gordon, teacher at Alpha School. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.